Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is a bit of an experimental video because I have never done one of these before. Ooh. This is a Flosstube video, so this is going to be entirely about cross stitch. This is going to be a haul because I have bought way too many things. Look how blurry my fingers are. That's how many things I've bought. My hands now move outside of space-time. So my friend asked me if I would film myself opening all of the packages, and I thought, why not? So I'm actually behind the camera, I know. I'm going to try not to move it too much. I'm really sorry if this is not a good video. If it isn't a good video, I'll probably won't put it up on YouTube. It will just be for me. So the first, see, I've already messed up. So the first thing that I bought was a Q snap. This is 11 by 17 inches. Which is huge. I think we can all agree that this is huge. I actually already have a 17 by 17 inch because, as I said, I ordered this a long time ago and it didn't come for about 2 months, or no, a month I think. But to be fair, that was because some of the stuff I had ordered was out of stock due to COVID shutting down the factories. Not this, but other things. So yeah, it's not their fault. I don't blame them, and I'm not mad. And actually, when they did send it, they sent it yesterday and it arrived today, so I think that's pretty awesome. And they also sent a little, well, I ordered a little ornament called a tiny treasured diamond beaded kit with treasures cardinal. This is a Mill Hill kit, and it contains the treasures and beads and obviously the floss and the fabric. I don't think it contains backing fabric. I think you need to supply that yourself. But I've never done a Mill Hill kit before, and I've never worked with treasures, so I thought this would be an excellent introduction before I go on to some of the bigger Mill Hill kits. With the beading, see if I like it. I did also buy myself a tacky bob, as you saw in the last episode, the last time we spoke. So just show you it outside of the plastic. Isn't it gorgeous? Can't wait to work on it. I'll deal with that later. And half the beads were never seen again. I also ordered some fabric. I ordered some just plain Ada 14 count for dyeing. I ordered some casual, I think this is casual linen. Yeah, this is Lino Casual 28 count. This is for a bag that I want to make, a laundry bag, which again I showed you last time. Are you enjoying all of the jigsaw pieces? We're doing the hardest kit, the hardest jigsaw I think I've ever seen. It's Two Lovers in Paris. It's like grayscale Paris, but they have a red balloon. So the only part that's really easy is the red balloon, and the rest is just grey. And it's grey sky with some rain, so I'm not very good at picking jigsaw puzzles. I got all the threads and stuff last week, but this week I actually got the fabric, and I chose to go for 32 count easy count. This is a huge piece. The picture is huge, so this is going to take me a few years, but I'm going to do a square of a face, whoever's, in both 1/1 and 2/1 tent. I think I might show you guys what that looks like. So I'll just show you the Heaven and Earth design again. Obviously I printed this out so that I could have the floss list when I went to the store, which is why it's grayscale. I'll be using that in Pattern Keeper. And also why it's all folded up. And I'm keeping that in this project bag. Alright then, so we're nearly at the end of the things I got today in that parcel, sorry. Then I got this Mirabilia. So there's a story behind this one. This is the Royal Holiday, sorry, and she's called the Christmas Queen. Look at the, oh, I can't show you that way apparently. The details in her head, the candle, the dress. I'm so excited to sew this. Now, I've loved this design since I first saw it, but I wasn't rich enough to buy all of the things you need, so you need a lot of DMC, and then just 2 Krennics, Whisper, which you need to brush obviously, and then beads. There's no treasures, but I was lucky enough on eBay, which is the next parcel I'm going to show you, but this one isn't in there, I saw it. Anyway, I saw on eBay the material pack for this chart, but it didn't contain the chart. And so it was quite a lot cheaper than the other material packs, and I knew that I wasn't going to go and buy Krennic because that's what's missing from my order in the first place. And Whisper, I wouldn't know where to buy Whisper, so I bid on it and I won it. But then I knew I needed the chart, so I was like, okay, I'll just find someone selling it on eBay. Of course, nobody was selling it. This was about a month ago. I haven't seen it being sold since, but it came back into stock in the place where I was waiting for my Krennic, and I was like, done, bought immediately. So yes, and I have the chart. So even if my material pack never shows up from eBay, I will be able to stitch this one day, which is so exciting. I'm so excited. This would be my first Mirabilia by Nora Corbett. I'm just so excited. Can you tell? Sorry, can you tell? Then there are 2 magazines that I got. I got this Just Cross Stitch 2017 Halloween, and I got Just Cross Stitch August 2015. As I've said before in my last video, I've become obsessed with old tiny cross-stitch magazines. I just love seeing what everyone was up to when we were allowed out of the house. Can't flip through it because there's charts everywhere obviously, but just love this pastoral scene. So it was really cute, and I thought I'd find something in here for my friends or for Halloween. Didn't really like this, thought this was a bit garish. As you can tell, I'm a bit more chill, but I do really like looking through magazines, and I haven't even read these yet because, as I said, I just got them today. And that was everything from that shop, Casa Sanina. I'll link them down below. Then I also got from Book Depository, again a while ago, I think this was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I got this Maria Diaz Ultimate Cross Stitch Projects. Now Maria Diaz is a very well-known and popular designer for World of Cross Stitch Crazy, all of those things. But how could I resist this squirrel? How could I resist those poppies? So when I was a bit desperate for cross-stitching content, to be honest. I'll put that there so you can stare at it without me messing with the glare. I was getting a bit desperate for charts, to be honest, because obviously we're in quarantine, or we're not in quarantine in Sweden, but because I'm higher risk, I'm supposed to stay inside, in the house, not see anyone. I haven't been to work for a long time. And so cross-stitching has become what I do in the evenings, pretty much. Sometimes I read. I'm in a bit of a reading slump, to be honest. I haven't picked up a good book in a while, but, you know, these things happen. I'm going to put the magazines back too while I tell you about this book. So I was in a bit of a desperate situation. And, oh, that's glare. We don't like that. We don't. Oh, sorry about the accent. I don't know where that came from. So I was desperate for, as you can see by all of these purchases, I was a bit desperate for more of my hobby. And I think the quarantine slash spendona, I don't know what you call this, the boost to the economy that everybody wants to give. I had chosen to handle that myself, apparently. But the main reason I am telling you this story is that I put 10 cross-stitching books into my cart in Book Depository. Oh no, the colour's changing, hang on. Anyway, I put about 10 of these books, not of this book, but of cross-stitching books. God, this story is just going on. You guys are like, come on Kat, get to the point, come on, you can find it. And I knew I couldn't afford 10 cross-stitching books, and I knew I wasn't going to cross-stitch from all 10 either. So I took pictures from flip-throughs on YouTube and previews from Amazon, and I was searching everywhere at eBay, and like the one with the most projects I would like to switch, or the most varied projects, was the one that I bought, and that was Maria Diaz. I've also got a Maria Diaz kitted up, ready to go, not from this book, from a magazine. So it made sense to me. Then yesterday, I want to say, could have been Monday, this lovely book arrived from England. My beautiful best friend in the world, Azrael Green, sent it to me because it didn't deliver to England. And I am just dying to do these sunflowers, and this guy with his Christmas list, this Santa with his Christmas list. But I actually got it. It's quite rare, I think. but I actually got it because I've never seen a pattern like this before with hardanger. So it's hardanger on the front, little shop, and then behind it's cross-stitched, and it gives the piece such a 3D look. And there's Santa's list on the other side, a little bit of full coverage for you, but it gives the piece such a 3D beautiful look, and I just could not resist it. And I saw it in a Facebook group, Stitched, and they said it had come from this magazine, but the magazine was obviously quite old and you can't get it anymore, but it was in this book, but then this book you couldn't get anymore. And I found it on sale second hand for about £7, and I was like, done. So I'm so excited to have that and give it a go. And then with that, I couldn't just buy that. I saw this lovely Sew to Stitch cross-stitch sampler or sewing sampler, and I've been wanting to do an embroidered box for a really long time, and I think this will be the lid. So I'm going to do quite a lot of cross-stitch pieces, back them with cardboard in between two, and then have an interior and an exterior cross-stitch piece. That's the plan. I've never done anything like that before, so it's pretty courageous, so we'll have to wait and see, but I do love this. Not on this fabric though, on this fabric, maybe on green or on hand-dyed. I actually quite like it on the white Ada as well as a cushion. I don't know if you've had a Sew to Stitch chart before. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you the chart. But they unfold like this, so they're huge, they're A3. And then on this side, there's little adverts to other patterns that you might be interested in. So I think that's kind of cool. And then, before we get to the big bag, and yes, we're not even halfway through yet, I got my second cross-stitcher magazine in the post. I bought this subscription for myself as a late birthday present, and I'm really excited about it. I love everything about it. But these little samplers, these little samplers are so cute. I quite like the swooping birds. Again, if I had them hand-dyed. I've ordered some hand-dyed, but that hasn't arrived. I love these samplers. It says on it that the sampler is one of 3. See? Or it's part 3 and there should be another 2. But I haven't seen them, and it doesn't have pictures of what they would look like. So I will wait until I've stitched this before I have a look. But I think they're by the Tiny Modernist designer, Cheryl McKinnon, and I love her work, so. I also quite liked this mini sampler as well. And there's another sewing sampler here, which obviously, had I known, I wouldn't have bought the Sew to Stitch, but never mind. They'll be beautiful together. Alright, so I'm going to stop recording and grab a cup of tea, because I am parched. And then I will be back in just a second with round 2, which I haven't even seen yet, so that's very exciting. And I'm back, and a very hot tea. Actually, it's too hot to drink, and the weather is too hot as well. Too warm. We had a thunderstorm here, but it didn't rain. It rained like very hard for about 15 minutes. But the wind really got up, surprised me with how strong it was. It pulled the curtain out of the window. So anyway, I forgot to show you this. This also came with my fabric and things. I got these lovely coloured, they're greens and teals and pinks from Buttons Galore and More. Some of them are decorative only, so you have to use glue, but most of them seem to have holes. So you could use them, and I might use them, but I actually got them for finishing up projects. For example, the Be Well cushion over here, I mean this has a tassel, as you can clearly see, but I thought it might be nice in the future with Biscornu, to finish them with a button. And so I got these. It was during one. Every time Casa Sanina emailed me, because they're like, you know, they want to keep you informed about your delivery and they want to tell you what's going on, and every time they email me to be like, oh, the factory's still shut, but you know, we're trying to get some from our supplier, are you still okay to wait? I'd be like, yeah, of course I'm still okay to wait, and then I'd go to the website and I'd buy something. So I'm very grateful that they've sent me my parcel sans the thing they're waiting for now, but it probably wasn't as profitable for them. Right, so I'm going to take these scissors to that piece of packaging, but I can't show you the packaging. It's just a big bag because it has my address on it. Feels like Christmas, honestly. We're in. Okay, we're in. Haha. Okay, so there's lots of packages in here. They have all been opened, all the packages inside the big package, because they were collected for me by a very, very good friend of mine called Asriel. You can follow her on Twitter, I'll link her down below. She's a writer, which is how we met, but she's also a collector of cross-stitch items for me. So this is the first one. These three, and I'm showing you now, these seals with someone's hair in it, this teddy bear, and then this gold collection tiger reflection, all came in the same lot, and I have to admit, didn't give monkeys about those. I wanted this one. So I only have, or well, I only had one gold collection petite, and that was also a tiger. Cozy Cub, this is the one that I already had. It's 18 count Ada, and you do the whole design, and there's some cording. I'm so excited about it. I love Dimensions Gold Collection, or at least I love the look of them. I've never stitched one. So I went kind of crazy and I bought all of them. So let's just go through this pile. So I thought this one would go really well with the other one. I thought the reflection would be fun to stitch. There's also quite a lot not stitched on this one, so I thought it'd be quite an easy one. I think it's quite early. It's 2003 and it's made in the USA, as you can see. There's some scratches on the packaging, but that's okay. And I've got this teddy bear, which would make a lovely cushion if someone at work who's into gardening has another baby. You could make this for them, and so it won't be a waste at all. And gross hair everywhere. I love this fabric though. Actually, if I'd seen that the fabric was sparkly, I might have bid even more, because that's gorgeous fabric. Don't know if you're picking up the sparkles. And it's a lovely little kit. But they don't look very happy. We might have to do something to make them look a bit happier. This one looks really sad, and this one looks like he's guarding him. But this would make a lovely tree ornament if I made the seals a bit happier. Just to give you an idea of how huge this bag is. Yeah, it's going to take a while. So I hope you have a cup of tea or coffee handy. And also go follow Asriel if you're interested in writing at all, because she went to the post office for me with all of these things. Okay, so this one actually hasn't been opened. Of course, I left my scissors over there. Just do a quick lunge. I'm not surprised she hasn't opened this one, because, hang on, let me cover up the return address. It's harder to get into than Fort Knox. I can tell by feeling it, but I think this is a Dimensions Gold Petite as well. Let's find out, shall we? It is, and it's the little girl and the snow globe. I actually didn't really like this one. In fact, I don't really like this one. Because the face looks quite dirty, quite ruddy. But then you can imagine she's just come in from the outside. And I love how innocent it looks. Also it was like £5. It's going to give me a lot of enjoyment. It's 18 count ivory Ada. And it's, yeah, it's really cute little, I was going to say quick Christmas stitch, but it's not going to be quick, because the Ada is ivory, which means every single one of these is a cross stitch. So again, here is one that's open. She opens them to make sure I haven't been ripped off. And I have a lot of reviews to leave. This is another gold collection. Let's find out what it is. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, this is my favourite. Look at these flowers. This is an opened one. This has been opened, so we can do this. Oh, I just can't wait to stitch this. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. This is also an 18 count ivory Ada. I think only a few patches up here aren't stitched. Maybe some of the house. Look at all of those flowers. I can't wait to stitch this one. I actually plan on buying, when I get paid, for full price, the other couple lighthouses in the collection, because I can't imagine. Like, can you imagine how good it will look if you had them all together on the wall in the same frames? Oh, I know Beacon is like huge. Also, I did not pay £18, just to clarify. Alright, so this one can't be a gold collection because it looks a lot like a magazine or a book. I do mostly buy Dimensions. I've been trying to buy a Riolis kit, which is a Russian version. A Russian version of Dimensions. It's a similar company to Dimensions, they do similar quality, but they're just Russian. But I haven't actually been successful yet. Oh my gosh, I had no idea this was so big. Sorry. Look at this. This is a gold nugget. Oh, look at it. It's huge. The packaging. Oh. So I have bought a geisha as well. And this was designed by Lena Leo, as you can clearly see. And it actually comes with the dowels, the scroll rods, and the gold fabric that you need, and the fabric behind. And see, the fabric behind. I'm so excited. This was £24 new. Again, I didn't pay that. But my gosh, how gorgeous is that? This is probably going to be a really quick stitch as well. Gold nuggets aren't full coverage. And so if you didn't know, full coverage is the types of cross-stitch designs that every single piece of the Ada is stitched on. The Ada is the fabric. So this, for example, you can see here, there's lots of white little holes. This is not full coverage. But if you just looked at the bird, every single thing is stitched there, and that would be full coverage if that was the design and it was a square. They do tend to be squares or circles or geometric shapes, because obviously there's no border. I'm so excited about this though. I love this design. Look at the flowers. And then, sorry, also just to tell you, the gold collection by dimensions, they're a little bit more complicated. So you have 3 types, I think. You have the gold nuggets. I don't know what makes them different. I think it's the extra bits like the dowel. Then you have the gold collection petites, which are smaller but more complicated. And then you have the gold collection, which are packages the same as this, but they're much bigger. They're like this big, full coverage pieces. But the reason that they're all in the gold collection is they're not just cross-stitching. So for example here, I think you'll probably have some cording or some couching, which is where it's a different stitch essentially. You have different stitches in the gold collection than just plain cross-stitch. And I am so excited. I can't wait. Let's open another one. Oh, this is cute little packaging. Look at this. It's brown paper. When was the last time you saw brown paper? In a package. Not a lunchbox. Or like to put in your oven when you're cooking. Because obviously I see a lot of brown paper there. Oh, I nearly cut into this. Badly designed envelope. Yay! Okay. So this one, stop wrinkling. This one is the other type. This one is a gold collection. This one is one of the easier ones, I think. But actually all of this, all of the space in between the flowers is stitched, it looks like. I'm so excited. Look at how old this covers. Oh, I'm so excited. So this one is actually on 14 count Ada, which is one of the, so the higher the number, the smaller the stitches. It takes a while to get used to. Look at that gold thread. Oh. This is from someone called Fiona, and they left a lovely note in the package. And thank you, Fiona. This one is brilliant butterfly celebration. And how good will these two look together? Oh, I'm so excited. Also, yes, I do have a spending problem. Or an eBay problem. I don't have an eBay problem. This is a super dry package. Like someone's just used a plastic bag. It's very ingenious. Maybe that's what we should all be doing to save envelopes, except for, you know, in the US, where you should buy as much as you can from the post office if you want to support them. So what's in here? I should stop rustling while I'm talking, sorry, I haven't done a video in so long. This is another dimensions kit, so don't come here if you expected anything other than dimensions, I guess. Yes! Okay. Yes! This one I'm so excited about. This is Magnificent Wizard. This is so old that the packaging has been completely destroyed, but I don't care. Look how awesome this dragon is, and the wizard standing up to him. Oh, it's gonna be huge. It's all stitched on black Ada, which is, you know, a nightmare. And it's got a little rip in it, so the gold is trying to come out, but that's okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It doesn't say what count the fabric is, because the back is missing. There would be a back for these ones like this. But I mean, this design, as far as I know, is so old. It doesn't really surprise me that there's no back. How cool is that though? That's going to take me a long time, but it's so cool. This would look amazing in like the gaming room. A gaming room. We don't have a gaming room. We might need one with the amount of purchases I've made, just to have more walls to put more cross stitching on. Now what's in here? Dum, dum, dum. It's another Mirabilia! So, do you remember how I was just saying that the Royal Holiday is the first Mirabilia I've ever purchased? Ever have owned? That's true, but now I own two. Things change fast around here. Look at her. Well, when she focuses. How amazing is she? She's so gorgeous. Hang on, let me go and find. Imagine these two on either side of the Christmas tree. Imagine them. They're so gorgeous. This one is called Winter Queen. So she is actually part of the same series. There are 5 of them. There is spring, summer, autumn and winter. Spring and summer and autumn. I think summer is still on sale, but the others have been discontinued. Mirabilia tend to discontinue their pictures really quickly, which is why you have to be very fast buying them. We have another interesting packaging solution here. I love this. This is very, they've tried really hard to make sure that I can't open my own parcel. Put the scissors back here, because I will need them. Are you ready? Can't show you this because it's got this sender's address and I don't want it to be. It's another gold collection. This is my favoritist. This is Japanese Garden. Okay, it's just tape. I was like, I can feel fabric, but it's just tape. This is Japanese Garden. It is stitched on blue Aida, as far as I remember. Yeah, there's the blue Aida. It's 16 count, so it's medium sized. But just look how tranquil that is. Imagine spending your days there, just in the mist. You can see the mountains and the trees, the pink cherry blossom. Look at the reflection. So yeah, I think this is not going to be the first one that I stitch, because there's another one that I love even more, but only just. And I got that for a bargain. That's actually, you can still get this from normal shops, normal being not secondhand. You can still get this first hand. Obviously it's not as messy when you get it first hand. And I think it's about 50 euros. And I was very lucky, and I obviously caught the seller on a good day and got that for 25. Yes! And this one, sorry, I opened it. Oh, she's included a little something. Okay, so this is a Patricia Ann Designs. This is a sampler. This would be my first ever band sampler as well. And look at the roses and the hardanger. I cannot wait to stitch this either, but I obviously don't have the threads, the specialty threads that you need. So I will need to go and buy those. So it only uses DMC. I remember I looked up, oh, and some Mill Hill beads. So I remember I looked up which one of the Patricia Ann Designs, the band samplers, is the easiest in terms of different types of stitches and in terms of different types of threads. And this was one of them. And I'm just so excited to have this. It has little diagrams on the back of how to do each stitch. And then from the same seller, I think, it's a lovely thank you card with this one. Look at that. So sweet. People on eBay don't usually bother. But this is Cross Stitch and Country Crafts from 1990. As you know, or as you do know by now, I have a thing for vintage cross-stitch magazines. I love having physical cross-stitch magazines at all. Like if you just bought one in the shop and sent it to me and I didn't already have it, I would be over the moon. I would read that thing. I actually read all of the articles, I read all of the fluff text, everything, even the ads. But this one in particular I bought for this stocking. Now, I stitch a lot for a lot of other people, and I wouldn't know what to do with the stocking because we don't buy each other presents really. But I want to stitch this stocking so bad. I saw Brenda from Handwork Maniac stitch this, or stitch some others in this series, and I just knew I had to own them all. And I've actually bought 3 more of these vintage cross-stitch and country crafts now to add to my stocking collection. You can buy the stocking patterns online. They're not that expensive. I think they're £12 for a chart. But why when you can have them in physical form? I love magazines so much. I'm going to take a sip of tea and be right back. So here's another parcel. Just trying to cover up the name while also opening it is an act of great determination. Oh, these don't feel like it. Oh, before I have a look at what this is actually, I did just want to say there is a reason that I started collecting Mirabilias. And again, Mirabilias are the beautiful, I'm ruining this jigsaw, beautiful queens. And that reason is called Linda's 144 Hobbies. In fact, all of this could in one way or another be traced back to her. She bought quite a few things in one of her latest videos, and she was showing them off. She was saying that she bought all the thread packs, and then she said, I didn't know whether to buy it, but then I thought maybe it would run out one day, you know, maybe it would be discontinued and I wouldn't be able to buy it. And that struck a chord in me that quarantine had ignited. It's a casual mixed metaphor. But that's why this has happened to you today, and to me, and to my wallet. Luckily, I actually don't spend that much money normally, so this is a huge departure from my normal behaviour, and I'll probably have to be checked for horrible, horrible medical conditions soon. Oh, it's a black bag. But hi Linda, if you're watching. This one seems to have been a bit destroyed. I guess they couldn't send the black bag. But this is, see, this is the one that I want to stitch first. This is the Mighty Samurai, again by Dimensions Gold Collection. Look at that gorgeous shadowing, the peacock. I'm definitely gonna have to stitch this one, if not first, second. It's just so gorgeous. Here, it's made in the US. Here are all of the threads that you need and the beads. I just can't even, I'm so excited about this one. And hey look, the bag is almost new again. So excited. This is genuinely like, I might have a bit of a problem with Oriental designs. Can you imagine how gorgeous this is gonna look? You haven't seen the geishas yet. I promise that this is the last one, but it is a chunker boy. So don't get too excited about getting to click off yet. Oh, it's a petite. What is it? It's little girl on the beach. Isn't she so cute? I couldn't decide if I wanted to stitch this one when I first saw her going for, I think it was like £8, because I don't know, I don't have a daughter, so it didn't really mean as much to me, even though there are lots of, I was gonna say lots of little girls that mean a lot to me in my life. The daughters of my friends mean a lot to me. I'm not a school teacher or anything like that. And I loved the shells. I thought the shells were just absolutely delightful. But then also the waves and the way that they make the water look real, and the way the ribbons are playing in the breeze. How could you say no to that? Especially when it was only 10 quid. Although postage was significantly more, as you can imagine. Oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, it's big. It's ploughing! This is so cute. I have a thing, okay, I have a problem for full coverage. I'm obsessed. But this just reminds me so much of my dad. Like, I mean, he's not a farmer and he's never ploughed a field in his life. I will just clarify. But he does work with farmers, and he has done for so long. Ever since he was a lad, so for 50, 60 years, with farmers who used to plough like this, and I just couldn't not buy this. It's delightful, it's gorgeous. And yes, it doesn't go with pretty much anything else that you've seen. Oh, it's another Dimensions kit. Dun, dun, dun. Yes! This is Alan Maylie's Gracious Era. There's a few Alan Maylie, there's a few Victorian charts as well. But unfortunately, the Victorian charts do tend to go for a lot of money. Actually, speaking of the Victorian charts, let's just see how my auction's doing. I can check eBay during the video. Right, so, as I was saying, these are just to die for. I love them so much. I bought 2. I bought this one, and I'm betting the other one is in this package. It's another red dress. focal piece, and they will look amazing together. They're both Christmassy, they're both delightful. Oh, there's a small one coming out. Yes, this is Good Morning. See, I'm obsessed with these things. Look how cute that is. Look at the way those horses look, and the wood in the background, and the straw is going to kill me, but it looks so amazing. I'm so excited to stitch this. It's so cute and gorgeous, and just, it's very beautiful. I would like to live till 100, please, so I can stitch all of these things. Actually, I've decided, I don't know if I've told you guys before, but I decided when I was a kid, I'm going to live to be 120. And I'm going to have good eyesight the entire time. And I'd like it if the world would agree with my plans. So this is the other Alan Malay I bought. This is Winter Impressions. This is an oval design. Again, it's got the same couple. And it looks like they're actually on the same walk, because it's got the gentleman in his grey coat. I guess the lady's coat is a little different. Same umbrella though. They're still getting into a coach. They just like getting into and out of coaches. Oh no, this one's full. They can't have this one. I just love this. It's so evocative. They're both very evocative of a different time period. As is ploughing. But of course ploughing is a different class. I've just got a few more to pull from the wreckage of the parcel. And let's start with this one. This one I fell in love with the moment I saw it, and it's not one that you would expect. This one is Enchanted Cottage. It won't focus. There we go. This just filled me with, when I saw it, it just filled me with this joy, like this animal joy, and I had to buy it. And I'm aware that that is not a good look. But just look at how much of a fairy tale it is, and the possibilities, and the flowers, and then this border. I just couldn't help myself. It's stitched on this sort of, I guess they call it ivory, but it's I don't know, it's more like a light brown. But it's to die for. Hopefully not to die for, because I have to stay alive to stitch it. There's only 2 more items in the pile, guys. There is this. Oh. This is also from Fiona. She has still included a little card. This one's a post-it note, but still. She is probably the best person I've ever bought from, except for someone I haven't received an item from yet, but hang on, I'll just cover up the geisha while we talk about this. Oh no, you want to look at her, won't you? This is Elegant Geisha. This is the first one I bought, except for the one I'm about to tell you about. And I just love the way she looks. I love the fact that she'll go with my samurai. I love the detail on the kimono there, the fan. And now I'll tell you the story. The first one I bought was actually Twilight Angel, which is an angel stretching up here and hanging a moon charm. Unfortunately, the lady who sold that kit to me messaged me and said, I'm really sorry, something's come up. I won't be able to send it to you. And I thought, here we go. Here we go, lads. We've been done. But actually, she'd been in hospital. So she couldn't send it to me. She still hasn't, or I still haven't received it. She sent it to, obviously, my contact in the United States, in the United Kingdom, gosh. But yes, she was really lovely. She kept me informed the whole time of what was going on with my item, and I would definitely buy from her again. So I'm not complaining at all. I just thought it was funny that the first one I bought from eBay was delayed by a lot. All right, this is the second thing I bought on eBay, and this is before I was obsessed with eBay auctions. It was before I bought Winter Queen, but it is another Mirabilia. And this is actually the reason I went on eBay in the first place. Mermaids of the Deep. Do you know what? The fact that I know the names of all of these, despite the fact that there's like 100 of them, means I deserve a prize. I deserve them. So these is 2 mermaids. They're swimming up. They've got some lovely beads. I think there's some treasures. Let's have a look. There's lots of Krenic, which is the shiny metallic thread, Mill Hill beads, and a treasure, yes. But I mean, how could you not? And this design is why I have pre-ordered fabric, hand-dyed from Crafty Kitten in the UK. And again, we can blame Linda's 34 hobbies. Linda's 144 hobbies for this. Not for this purchase. I knew I loved these mermaids for a long time, but for encouraging me to buy it just by making videos on her channel. and for encouraging me to buy the fabric for it, which was from, again, Crafty Kitten, which I would never have heard of if she hadn't advertised them. So, yeah. So, yes, I am poor. I was always poor, but now I'm poorer. I mean, look at this wealth of things that I have. I mean, if your best friend asked you to get loads of post for them and then send it to them in a foreign country because they're away at the moment, would you seriously do it? Because she did. Because she's amazing. Like, actually amazing. I live in awe of her. So yes, that has been my quarantine. I hope you have enjoyed it. I could lie and say I've ordered all, well, technically I have ordered all of these over the course of about 2 months. I only received them all today, and I think that's part of it. So I'm going to defend myself a little bit before I head off and just say that when you order something and you don't receive it, it's a weird expectation it creates in your mind. And it, I don't know for you, but it left me craving that item that I'd ordered. And apparently my way of dealing with it was to order more items, including buttons, until I had all of them, until I owned all the buttons. No, but I'm very excited with my purchases. Like I said, I have a plan to stitch all of them. I have reasons that all of them mean so much to me. Maybe not the magazines, those are just to read. But the band sampler is just, like I said, it's just for the Alan Malay pieces like this here, they just evoke this much more elegant time. I mean, I'm not complaining about our current times at all. I love the fact that I can order all of this on eBay. So I would never complain about technology, but I do think there's something about being forced to spend more time with one another, that now that we are very disconnected, now that we're not allowed out of the house really, you know, you really do miss that human connection of the past. So hopefully that explains some of it. Hopefully I don't owe any of you money, because you're going to ask some questions when you see all of this, aren't you? But thank you so much for letting me talk to you for an hour about all of the different cross-stitch pieces I've bought and want to stitch and have plans to stitch. My first Mirabilia will 100% be the Christmas one. I have plans for Heaven and Earth Designs as well, unfortunately, because they had a sale recently and I bought a few pieces from there. I don't know where that accent's come from either. I did buy a few pieces from Heaven and Earth Designs. That was before all of this. That was just in the sale and they were all on my wish list already. She says, scrambling to protect her reputation as someone sensible. But they were, just show you briefly, supersized max colour animal bookshelf. This one will take me 4 or 5 years to complete. It's humongous, but it's so gorgeous. It's spring, summer, autumn and winter, but obviously it's also Arctic, forest, I want to say desert, but it's not really desert, but like Sahara, and then ocean and jungle together. And it's just, I mean, I've seen this stitched on Facebook and it's just the most beautiful thing, and all of the details you can really see. I had already purchased the regular colour and regular size of this, but when I saw this I just had to have it. There was just no way I wasn't going to stitch it bigger. I sorted them 2 side by side. This is the Hade I'm currently stitching, and I'm just finishing off the first row of pages now. And this is the regular, just to prove I do have both of them. I still haven't decided which one I'm going to stitch because it'll depend how freaking old I am by then. This one I have plans to stitch. This one I also have plans to stitch. These aren't new, I've had these for a long time. This one is new though. This is Mini Onde. It's a mermaid. It's quite blurry in the preview, so I think I will have to add some back stitching or change the design a little bit. But I do love it, and I definitely have plans to stitch this one as well. Here is the sisters I showed you in the beginning, but in colour, just to prove I own it. Here. And this is a commission for a friend. A friend asked me to do this for them. This is Wrath. Again, this one's quite blurry in the preview, so I'm not sure I'm going to actually stitch this one as a mini. But she's gorgeous. So gorgeous. We'll have to wait and see with that one as well. This one I definitely want to stitch. This is unicorns in the Under the Dogwoods. And just how realistic do they look? They look amazing. colour's a bit off. There we go. Oh, you had it and then you didn't. And they just look so realistic. I think it's because the bird is looking at them and the flowers are covering them. They just look so realistic. And then there's only 52 more. No, there's only 2 more that I bought. I got quite a lot for free. This one, which I want to hang in a, you know, studies where there's like the walls are wood and there's like leather chairs. That's where I want to hang this piece. And I will never own a study like that, so it doesn't matter if I finish it. And, oh no, there were 2, sorry. There were 2 I bought. I bought this one as the mini again. I saw someone stitching the mini. I saw someone stitching the tree, and the detail on the tree, even in the mini, was just phenomenal. So I'm gonna stitch this. And then I bought this to go with it. This is Mini Deer Creek. And I love the deer, and I love the water, don't get me wrong. But the reason I bought it was actually this fur, because the depth, the fact that this is in the foreground and then these guys are in the middle ground and then you've got the background, oh, the focus of this piece is just phenomenal. So, yes, behold my wonderful collection. Now I don't need to leave the house ever again. So, I mean, really this was an investment. I have, however, invited in a bunch of plastic that other people have breathed on. Thank you so much for spending this time with me again. I know I'm not normally a floss tuber, but it has become my life over the past few months. So hopefully if you found this video and you've enjoyed this video, then you'll stay with me and you'll watch them all. If not, I understand. I will talk about books again. I know I promised that in my last video and then I promptly didn't. But I'm reading such awful books. They have no plot. There is no reason I'm reading them. And well, I'm reading one of them because it's a buddy read with Christopher Drost, who I usually trust the opinion of, but to be fair, he hadn't read the book yet either, so. And the other one is a great, like, the voice is all right. The voice is great, but nothing's happening. Why are you even together? Anyway, a small rant over. I'll try and record a video about books or about writing. Writing is going quite well up until recently, the last 2 weeks when all I do instead of write is buy on eBay. But yes, I will, I promise. No, I don't promise, but I will make another video. I don't promise what it'll be about. It might just be about stitching again. If you've hung on this long, I guess you quite like stitching, or you've enjoyed watching, at least, the pretty pictures. No one's even going to watch this long, so it doesn't really matter what I say. I could be insulting you for all you guys know. I don't have much tea left, so I'm going to have to ring off and brew again. I hope you guys are well. I hope you'll hit the like button and the subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. God, my hand looks so fat.